Hello there. Oh my god, my voice went. There you go. I'm getting a nice little bit of background music. Take my headset off. Alrighty. What's my head on? Hey, where's the beer? It's Monday. Oh, it's actually Monday afternoon here. It's not beer o'clock just yet. I had my iced coffee. That's about as close to beer as I'll be getting today, I reckon. What's good, Sin? What's good, Sin? What's up, Julie? What's going on? What's going on? My hair looks a bit better today. A little bit. Where are we? What's good, guy? I hope you're having a very lovely weekend. Was it Sunday night over there for you guys? That would be nice. That would. I'm trying to think. Who else has like really good hair? That could be a new category. That could be a new category, Sin. Best hair in the Star Wars game. Well, I don't know. The other Jesse from Adelaide, he's actually a hairdresser. So, I don't know. We might need his input if he pops in. If he's probably working. It's a Monday afternoon here. He's probably working. Just tell a few people we're live. I had good hair when I was young. Now I'm fighting on to the bits over. I think I should be pretty lucky with mine. I think both sides of my family have pretty good hair history. Um, like both my parents are in their 50s and they've both got still pretty thick hair. So fingers crossed, I should be able to hold on to my hair for a long time. In evil, I know the one Sin. I know that I'm very familiar with these. I'm very familiar with these. Don't worry. I absolutely know what you're talking about here. Just respond to a message here. It's surprising how long it takes to rewatch the episodes, especially with these being a double header. Surprising how long it takes to rewatch the episodes. Maybe I'm just lazy. And take the screenshots and edit them. Well, not edit them, right? Come up with my little breakdown. I'm definitely enjoying doing it live rather than. I started off having fun with the Ahsoka ones that I did videos on. Then after a while, it just became it felt like a little bit of a chore because I didn't want to just stop doing breakdowns halfway through the series. I wanted to through the season. I wanted to see it out. But yeah. Righty. Well, have a little chat, and then okay. How much have I got today? We've got 43 different points over the 2 episodes, and then I've also got some discussion points, and there's a couple big ones. There's actually a couple really, really, really big ones that I'm sure you guys would have picked up on as well. Um, but yeah, no, there was a couple discussion points that really caught my eye. Yes, Sin. Tell me what you ordered. Julie, what did Sin order? I think Sin's making sure the dogs don't eat him instead of the snacks. Maybe Sin is the snack. Who knows? Who knows? So we're looking at my hair in reverse. We still need my name. We still need my name. What? We need to come up with this. Sin's back. He ordered a Fives helmet. That's gonna look so sick. Fives has a really cool helmet. Fives has a really cool helmet. Oh, that would look so cool. That's awesome, Sin. Need a photo of it when's the arrival date? Are they made on order or do they have them in stock? There was a Jesse one too. I'm gonna get a Jesse one day. I wonder if they're gonna do a Black Series one. I doubt it. Because if they were gonna, I don't think we're gonna see Jesse. Oh, we might see him. I don't know. We probably won't. I don't know. I doubt we'll see Jesse again in anything unless they do some other animation thing back in that time. But I don't know if we'll ever see Jesse again. But I'd love them if they did do. I'd love Jesse if they did a Jesse Black Series helmet. That'd be awesome. I've got the Rex one. It's the closest I've got. Bro, it's bitchin'. That's epic. I know. I just love it. It's got the Republic logo here. And then it's like split in half real because you got the whole back half that's just blue, I think. That's epic. I know that I might have to at the next convention I go to, because I'm assuming like every state has like, you know, like a Star Wars cosplay group. They normally call themselves like the 501st or something like that. At the conventions I went to last year, they were at both of them and they do sell stuff. I'm gonna have to. I never went up to them though. I was busy with other stuff. So next time I think our next convention is in 2 months. I reckon start of June, just under 2 months maybe. I'll definitely make a point, as long as I remember, of I'll definitely go up to them and see what's up. See if we can sort out a Jesse helmet, because that would be epic. Because they're a cosplay group, but they also make their own stuff as well. They had some blasters, some helmets, some armor pieces that looked like epic. They did a really, really good job. Yeah, I've seen the production process of some of the pieces, and they are unreal. The amount of detail or attention to detail that goes into them is and even just the hours that get put in is ridiculous. Yeah, no, that's epic. Hey, we can just make our own 501st. Actually, me and Julie can swap. Julie, you can be Rex if you want. I'll take your Jesse helmet. Sin can be Fives. We just need a couple more, and we'll have all the important 501st members. I hope to find. We spent an hour or so looking on it. That's awesome. That's so wholesome. So how did you two? Because I know you guys are obviously quite good friends and that off of like social media and that. How did Julie and Sin? How did you two meet? Was it through like Hannah? Did you both join her community, or did you know each other before that? But if my voice sounds gone, it definitely is gone. I've been to like 5 footy games this weekend, and I've played 1, so I'm just dead. My voice is dead. Yeah, it'd be so cool. I think the heights might vary a little bit. We won't look like we've been cloned, but hey, we can work with that. That's awesome. That's so cool. That's so cool. Start yapping via text about stars. That's awesome. That's so wholesome. That's so wholesome. Have you got? I'm assuming you guys haven't met in person yet. Is there gonna be a date? Is there gonna be a date when you guys meet in person? If that hasn't happened already. Can you laugh like Salacious Crumb though? Because that is a. If you can do that, that's insanely impressive. If you can laugh like him. Hey, it'll be a what does Vader say? This will be a day long remembered. It'll be a day long remembered when you guys actually finally meet. It'll happen one day, surely. You have to next if I'm in the Rayside voice chat again, we'll have to see if Sin can laugh like Salacious Crumb. That's awesome. That's awesome. Both veterans and so on. That's awesome. That's really cool. You're obviously allies as well, so thank you both for your service as well. Oh, have you got one? Are you thinking you might have one, Julie? I haven't picked up on. Are you gonna outthink me? You gonna outthink me? Sorry, we'll give you time. We'll give you time to work on it, Sin. We'll give you time to work on it, and we'll come back to it. We need a Sin City Salacious Crumb. That's a mouthful. Sin City villain Salacious Crumb laugh. Is it B Crumb? Has he got like a middle name? What's up, JS? What's going on? What's going on? I saw you got the Revenge of the Sith book. Have you finished reading it? I will do what I must. All right, yes. Let's get on to my point. Let's get on to my point. How are we going to do this? I reckon we'll put you over here. Helps so much having two monitors. Go you there. We'll put me like that. And then we'll present our screen. Ah, look at us go. We got there. Let's go. And look, I changed my camera, so now when I put messages up, it doesn't blank out my beautiful face. I do plan on bringing it to my trip, which is happening this week. I'm so excited. That's right. You're going on a trip, aren't you? You're going on a trip. How long are you gone for, JS? I also got another book. I've got another one on the way. I need to finish the Revenge of the Sith one. I've got the Attack of the Clones one now. I've got the Phantom Menace on the way. So we'll need to get them out of the way. Then we'll go to the original trilogy. Then we'll go to the sequel trilogy. Awesome. So what's that? A week trip then? That's nice. Nice little week off. Week traveling. That's very nice. Anyway, yes, let's get on to my points because there's 40 something of them. So let's see what we can come up with. See if there was anything you guys either didn't get or you probably all got them. You probably all got them. Some of them are very basic. It's a breakdown, discussion points, bit of everything. But yeah, like, look. Anyway, this is speaking of them. Oh, what do we got here? I'm about to buy the prequels in all-in-one Whatnot purchase. Whatnot is such a good book. Sorry, what I say? Whatnot is such a good book. Whatnot is such a good website because I see Julie on it all the time. I've downloaded like I don't think there's many if any Aussie sellers. But yeah, no, it's a very quick way to buy stuff. It's a good little setup they got going there. Oh, mate. Have 20. Have 66. Actually, 66 is the correct amount of copies to have of the the Revenge of the Sith book. Yes, I've did I pre-order that? I think I pre-ordered that. We should be getting it in Australia pretty soon. I'm very keen to read that book. That book is going to be epic. Isaac's in the house. Isaac, what's going on, mate? How are you going? How's the recovery going? Yes, get around him. Get around him. Julie and JS are gonna be the ones to explain it. They especially Julie. I know Julie is a frequent user of Whatnot. She gets some amazing deals on there. I can see how it becomes very addicting. Yeah. It's like eBay on a live stream kind of thing, is what I've picked up from it. There you go, Sin. There you go, Sin. Julie's all over it. All right, well, get to my points. Obviously, yeah, this is how it starts. Infinity Crisis, or Identity Crisis, I should say. Everyone's wondering who the Identity Crisis, or who's going to be having the Identity Crisis. Some said Wolf. Some said Emerie. Did anyone? What was the other ideas? I think a couple suggested Hemlock, but I don't think that's ever going to happen. He's just an evil dude. He's just an evil dude. But anyway, yeah, this mother and child, they're off at the markets. The child uses the Force to throw a vase and it breaks. One of the citizens, this guy over here, says whispers that the child is strange and gifted. So what that's telling us is, they know what that's about. They know what that means, but talking about that sort of stuff in this day and age now with the Empire is a no-no. It brings unwanted attention, and it's just a negative thing to be speaking about now. Then another citizen, old mate over here, who everyone should be hating on, he becomes suspicious. He sees an opportunity for some quick money. So he contacts a class 1 bounty hunter. Wonder who that is. And says he has a tip for him, something he might be interested in. Obviously, just setting the scene. We're back on Mount Tantus. Very gloomy. The weather really just, paints the picture of the whole vibe of the area. We're back here. Hemlock is looking at someone developing. You get an outside shot of it, but you can't see anything because of all this red smoke or whatever it is. He's got his tablet there. I'm assuming from what happens later, these are possibly because he tells the CX2 trooper that the other operatives aren't quite ready yet. So I'm assuming this might be what he's looking at. So I don't know if they're developing more CX2, or not CX2, but more CX troopers. And yeah, but he's looking at the vital signs of a being on his tablet after it shuts. Just keep switching back, streaming out, seeing what the comments are looking like. How much more till I'm monetized? So they've introduced a different stage recently. So originally it used to be you need 1,000 subscribers, and 1,000 subscribers is what you need, and then you need to have one of either 4,000 watch hours, which is on like longer form videos, or 10 million views on like YouTube Reels over a 3-month period. Yeah, it's got to be either 4,000 watch hours over a 365-day period, or 10 million views on shorts over a 3-month period. But they brought in this earlier step now, which is 500 subscribers and either 3,000 watch hours over a year period, or 3 million views on Reels over 3 months. So I've obviously got 500 subscribers. I'm close-ish to the watch hours. I think I'm about 500-600 off. So that gets you like, I think you can get donations, and get subscriptions and that sort of thing. But you don't get actually paid from YouTube for like ads and all that sort of stuff until you get to the 1,000 subscriber mark and all that. So like I'm getting there, maybe in the next couple months, but I don't know. I'm just having a lot of fun with it at the moment, especially with all this content we're getting at the moment. Waiting for Always 2 there to return. Jesse, I've been away from the movie pod for over a month, but next month have plans to return. Perhaps that's when we can. Absolutely, man. I'm always there. Yeah, I'm always there, always waiting. So yeah, as soon as you're ready, man, jump straight back in because yeah, I'm very keen to get it going again with you. That's good to hear. There we go. That's good. Good news on the up. Ooh. Yeah, they've been doing okay. They've been doing okay. I was super busy this weekend with sport. I didn't have much of a chance to get any out over the weekend, but they'll be back up tonight. But yeah, no, great tool, man. Great tool. It's just, I think the challenge which I've seen some other YouTubers have is getting YouTube short viewers over to longer form videos as well. But a lot of them only uploaded shorts, whereas I upload both. So I don't know if I'll have a little bit more success. I don't know, but we'll see. Yeah, guys. Oh, the citizen that reported. I've wasted no time running to Cobain. Absolutely. Greedy will always find a way to get a good payment, but that greed can lead to bad consequences. That poor. I know. We'll get to it in a bit, but I felt genuinely horrible. Watching that poor child get kidnapped. We'll get to that in a bit, but yeah. Side note, raise your hand if you wish this Star Wars villain to be taken over. Watch out, Zeraphine. And I think they brought in saying at the start of this month as well how they're like analyzing them a bit closer, so it takes a bit longer for them to update. But yeah. You guys do more than enough for me. Do not stress. I'm just having a lot of fun with it at the moment. You guys do more than enough for me. Okay, so we have worked. There's a channel called Vader. I've recently discovered him. He does awesome content. I've recently discovered him. Yeah, he does mainly polls and shorts as well. And he went from low numbers to about 100K a month. I need to do a little bit. It's also on me. I think I need to do a bit more on the engagement side because I think compared to a lot of others, like I keep to myself a little bit more, especially on the polls side of thing and that sort of thing. But yeah. Hannah's in the building. What's going on? Oh, Julie. I know you touched on it, Hannah, when you had Julie on your stream, but how kind is Julie? Julie's just the best. Julie's just the best. Yeah, man. That was tough. That was tough to watch. Yeah, I know. Just lying on the ground. That was the one. I'm not even going to call it a silver lining, but the one like slight positive was it was just she was just stunned. She was just stunned. How many times have we seen Cad Bane as well break into someone's house and take? We saw it in the Clone Wars. We're seeing it again now. Up the Aussies, yep. Yeah, I'm slowly building to doing Star Wars stuff, just taking that slow transition. Yeah, because you did a lot of Five Nights at Freddy content, didn't you? That's right. All right, we'll get back to my points. Everyone just jumped in there. I loved it. What were we up to? This one. And then, so Emerie goes up to Hemlock, and Emerie's telling Hemlock that progress in the lab has stalled since Nalase was imprisoned. I think she says detained or something, but she was imprisoned. So she is requesting to be the new chief scientist to gain more clearance, which will obviously include the vault. So Hemlock accepts her offer, I suppose, and begins to bring her up to speed on Project Necromancer. So he takes her into the vault here, which is where we see him take Palpatine in the first episode. It was in the first 3 that came out on the opening night. But except we go into a different part. I'm assuming, so there must be more than just one area of the vault. I'm assuming, because there's this all-white facility, which reminds me of obviously like the Camino clone facilities. There are 3 children in there, which Hemlock says have all been selected because of their high M count. So Emerie's asking, why not choose adults instead? So you can tell she's immediately caught off guard by this scene. There's just 3 kids there separated at different tables, just going about menial tasks pretty well. But Hemlock does say, there's not many adults left with these characteristics, and obviously he's referencing Order 66 there. The children are easier to control, and they're also completely oblivious to why they're there as well, which we begin to see a bit more of later in the episode. The children are also unaware of what they possess, which is obviously the high M count. We see here the droid taking a blood sample. Hemlock sort of digs into the M count a bit more, saying so an M count cannot be directly replicated from the source. So you cannot, which is why Palpatine can't just be cloned. For example, he won't come out with an M count. I don't know if he'll come out with an M count at all, or just an M count to his obviously insanely high level. But Nala Se knew of another way. So obviously the Kaminoans study cloning, and they were the masters at it pretty well. And because Nala Se knew of this other way, she knew that was why she helped Omega escape, as her blood was the only binder, they call it, that's proven to be compatible with their DNA to recreate their M count levels. And obviously there is the people with a high M count. So Omega's, which we pretty well theorized this, but Omega's body, her DNA, is the only one they've discovered so far. So they can use her body with someone with a high M count, a Palpatine, one of these children, bind them together, and you'll get what they are assuming will be like a direct clone. You can't go from source to source. There needs to be a binder, and Omega's the only one they've found so far. One of at the time they call them specimens, so they've completely dehumanized these poor kids. Come up to Emerie and attempts to converse with her. Emerie, obviously having more human qualities than a Hemlock, for example, asks her name, but Hemlock stops, telling Emerie restrict any personal interaction with the specimens, and says they are nothing more than scientific assets. So he wants no personal connection to be made. He wants them to be treated as just things to be studied in a lab. Which, it just shows how cold he is, I suppose, and just directly reflects the Empire. And you can pretty well get the vibe from here that the title Identity Crisis is going to be focused on Emerie. And you can sort of tell the foundation was laid for this a little bit in the first 3 episodes, how Emerie had a bit of a soft spot for Omega. So you can tell the foundation was laid there a bit. They do this all the time. They give you a little taste of something, and then they'll come back to it in a big go. I always go back to Marok, and that was just like the little taste. Then we get all these Night Troopers at the end, just the resurrection part, the Night Sister magic. Then this child, Green Boy over here, watches Hemlock use his tablet to exit the facility, which you can pretty well tell, foreshadowing an attempt at escaping himself. Now, we're getting onto the dark part here, so super dark scene. Cad Bane stuns the child's mother, then was it Todo? Todo does a quick blood test on the child just to make sure it's the right one. Has a high M count. Good language, and takes it. Keep checking back in the StreamYard. Where are we? Oh my lord, what do we got here? Yeah, Hemlock. We'll touch on it a bit later, but yeah, obviously he's quite well versed in the cloning stuff, but Nala Se hasn't let him know everything. Nala Se's the master. Hemlock's wanting her knowledge. I'm noticing more tension, more emotion, more stress, and higher stakes with every episode. This show is building towards a sucky emotional ending. 100%. The question is, how sucky and emotional? Who's going to die? How many are going to die? That's the question. But I'm doing a video at the moment. I'm not I'm doing a video at the moment of how I think it's going to end, not necessarily who's going to die, but what it's leading to essentially. I've got some theories, and I think it. I don't know if it's. I'm not going to say it's a safe bet, but it's. I think I'm on the right track. I hope. I think. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe not at all. Yeah. What do we got? 4 episodes left, and yeah, it's getting a lot darker. Yes. Much fear I sense in you, young Skywalker. I've seen many sites saying Bad Batch was yet another show that nobody wanted or cared about the last few episodes, where it's now being called the best Star Wars show ever. So, I'm not going to say so many, but there's definitely a few. It's always like the loud minority. Such flakes, man. Such flakes. Pickle. They'll just, yeah. That was my conclusion as well. Take Omega's DNA or whatever they call it in that universe and combine with Shrimp Palp's DNA to create new clones for himself for essence transfer. I think I saw Hannah say the other day, I don't know if it was in the Discord or something, she's very ready for Omega to be Rey's grandma, and that's a frightening prospect that has some validity. This also makes it glad for me that Cal destroyed the holocron. If Vader got that holocron and delivered it to his master, then the galaxy would have been screwed if it was linked to Necromancer. Well, that's the thing. This is what I'm going to get onto, because there's another project going on at the moment in the Empire that is also after Force-sensitive children. So we'll get onto it at the end of the episode, the end of this episode, before the next one. But my big question is, what separates them? We'll get onto that after that. We won't get off track now, but it's a big question. Yes. Good pickup, Julie. Good pickup. Empire using the same language. Yeah. Or the remnants at that point. But yeah. I think Omega will live and Tech won't return. We will touch on Tech. At the end of the next episode, though, because that's where the CX2 Trooper has a bigger role. Lovely profile picture, too. Anakin. That's Anakin from Tales of the Jedi, isn't it? But anyway, yeah. Super dark scene. Touched on that. We'll go here. So this is where Emerie greets the specimen as SP54. So that tells me they've had at least 54 kids come through this facility already. At least. Because the other dude's named 32. I don't know what the other girl is. We don't really see much of her. But yeah, they've had at least 54 come through this joint. And it's still early days in the Empire. We're only a year-ish in. So that's a bit frightening. This is where we get a bit more personable, because she tells Emerie that her name's Eva. Emerie's trying to, sort of maintain, like, keep the walls up sort of thing. Emerie, you can refer to me as Dr. Carr. But her voice shakes. Her voice shakes a bit when she says that, which, I don't know how. They do look at these, they do go into these little details. Maybe that's sort of symbolizing, I wouldn't say I don't know if she ever had complete faith in the Empire, but I think I'd say maybe her loyalty to the Empire is being shaken a bit here. And obviously we'll see more of that as the episode progresses. Eva's asking, what happened to Mistress Nalase. Emerie's telling her that she's been moved off of the project, but there's no conviction in her voice whatsoever. And Eva's telling her, I was waiting for Nalase to find out when we'd be going home. So Emerie's, trying to comfort her a little bit, says, "Oh, I'll look into it. I'll look into it for you." Emerie then moves to SP32. This is the child from earlier who was looking for a way to escape. You can see here he's focusing on Emerie, sees her looking at her tablet, not looking at him. So he steals the tablet and runs towards the door, and then the facility gets put into lockdown, preventing him from escaping. So it's in lockdown now, red lights, blah, blah, blah. Emerie's attempting to calm him down, tells him he's safe, but he's gone. He's a kid. He's freaking out, thinking everyone in this facility is against him, which is essentially true. Hates being called SP32, a bit like Anakin. I'm not a slave. I'm a boy. My name's Anakin. He feels lied to and betrayed because he can't go home. They've obviously promised him he can go home at some stage, but he he hasn't gone home yet. The Republic commandos, or not the Republic anymore, but the commandos enter to assess the situation, setting their blasters to stun. The child sees an opening in the door the commandos have come through, runs towards it, but is obviously stunned straight away. Emerie told them blasters weren't necessary. She's trying to gain the trust of this kid a little bit. She doesn't go off at the commando after, but tells him your actions were extreme. There was no need. He's only a child. And you get this real contrast of mindsets, because you got Emerie, who's obviously a bit more human-like in her emotions and that, whereas you've got this commando over here who's just like Crosshair was, good soldiers follow orders. Saying firmly as well, saying the specimen, he's not a child, he's a specimen, attempted to escape, and he's just following protocol. I love Tales of the Jedi too. I'm so keen for Tales of the Empire. Feels like there are multiple people or groups looking for the Force-sensitive kid. Both sides want to use them. One to rebuild the Jedi, one to make Inquisitors, though I feel Cal has good intentions. Cal definitely has good intentions. It almost feels to me like the kids are nothing more than things to be utilized, not actual people with hopes and dreams and wills of their own. Both sides work in an angle. Yep. Yep. No, well summed up, Sin. Well summed up. Then we see here, obviously, Emerie with Eva. We find out the kid's name's Jax, SP32. Emerie tells her, he'll be okay. But you can see in some of her facial expressions here that this whole incident was another big turning point for her. And then she goes to visit Nala Se, looking for more information on Project Necromancer. They speak about the children. Nala Se says the Empire will keep them to control them. Emerie sees a bit of herself in the children, giving us a bit of her origins. But when would that have been? I'm assuming that's back in the Kaminoan days. We need to see a bit more of her story, I think, just to get a bit more of an understanding. But Nala Se says, she pretty well just went along with it to stay in her role to protect Omega. Nala says, trying to, obviously she still cares about these kids, but she knew the main one was Omega, so she did what she could for these kids. But the main priority was Omega, because she knows how important Omega was going to be for the Empire. But Nala says trying to guide Emerie now, saying these kids, these specimens, will be looking to Emerie now, so puts it back on her, what are you going to do? Emerie believes she's powerless though, but Nala says well, are you? Trying to make her question that, and I suppose build her resolve. She's not powerless. Emerie's leaving, seeing Nala Se, and walks past Hemlock. Hemlock grabs her over, notifying Emerie there's another specimen on the way, obviously the one that Cad Bane has taken, and that Commander Scorch will retrieve it. Commander Scorch is over here. Emerie wants to accompany Scorch when retrieving it. And Hemlock sort of says, that's not necessary. Then this trooper interrupts him, saying that Governor Tarkin requests Hemlock to contact him immediately. So obviously, that becomes Hemlock's priority. So he sort of waves off. He's like, all right, Emerie, do as you want, sort of thing. And then, Hemlock goes to see Tarkin. This is so interesting. We'll touch on it at the end. We're almost at the end of the episode. But Tarkin's, wondering what all these funds are being used for. They already get a set amount, by the sounds of it, put aside for their facility. But Hemlock's been requesting more. And so Tarkin's like, what's this about? And Hemlock's telling him, it's for a project that is of personal interest to the Emperor. Tarkin wants to know what it is, and Hemlock tells him it's classified, which caught me totally off guard. And I'll tell you a bit more about it in a sec. But Tarkin's pretty, threatening Hemlock in his position, saying, you better get results soon. So Hemlock goes to CX2 immediately after for an update. CX2 says he's been tracking down the female Trandoshan, Sid, who had information extracted out of her. So it sounds like she's put up a bit of a fight, at least. Putting him onto a pirate, which is going to be Fee, who's been in contact with the target, Omega. Hemlock says the other operatives aren't ready to join CX2 in the field, which I'm assuming these other operatives are what he was looking at the start with all the red smoke and that. So I'm assuming, yeah, I guess there's more CX troopers on the way, I'm guessing. This is where Emerie, they go to that facility to meet Cad Bane, exchanging the child for credits. But you can look at her face here, man. Her face, she does not expect, like, these children are probably, in the facility already, maybe 9, 10 maybe a little bit older, 11, 12. This one's just a baby, man. You can tell by her face, like, look, she is so shocked and put off by this. And while she's inspecting the child, she's asking Cad Bane questions, like, how many more of these have you taken? Where's this child from? But Cad Bane's warning her, like, yeah, don't ask questions. You're giving away more than you realize by asking these questions. Then, yeah, Emerie comes back. Eva's sitting here. She feels lied to, betrayed by Emerie because Emerie assured her that Jax wouldn't be punished for trying to escape, but Jax has been locked up for 2 days, I think. So yeah, she feels lied to because Emerie didn't even know. But yeah, then Emerie is sort of having a bit of a moment of reflection here. It's lights out. She's up in her lab, and she's looking at Omega on her tablet and remembers the toy, Omega's toy that she still has. And so when Eva wakes up, Emerie's placed the toy outside her cell, we'll call it. But yeah, that's pretty well the end of episode 1. Oh, not episode 1, episode 1 of this 2-parter. But yeah, here we are. Oh no, here we are. Some of these Empire folks are waking up to see what's really going on and realizing that they themselves are trapped in 100%. Honestly think Emerie is going to defect and turn against the Empire. Yeah. Or, I don't know if defect will be the right word. She might turn against them from within. Like, obviously, Omega's going to be on her way back now, so maybe Emerie's going to help her from the inside out, sacrifice herself, Omega gets away. Who knows? She could completely defect as well. What if neither Bad Batch does, but she does, giving herself a redemption? I summed up what I just said. Seeing that little baby in the floating cage crib was really hard. It was, man. It was an incredibly dark scene. Tarkin will blast that base to hell on command without another thought. He's nobody to be messed with. Yep. I hope when Wrecker sees Sid, she gets a warm welcome. We need Wrecker to wake up first. But no, I got what you said. I'm surprised how emotional I am getting watching some of these scenes, like the baby taking the doll, giving the kids themselves and stuff. Yeah, the stuff with the kids is quite dark. Especially just the baby, man, being taken from its mum and stuff. It's incredibly dark, man. But yeah, a couple discussion points I wanted. Now, this is the main one. So I don't think. Let me just quickly Google it because I don't think it gets touched on. I just want to double check. I just want to see when it actually gets mentioned. Gets mentioned in. Yeah, it gets mentioned in Rebels, an episode of the Clone Wars, and that's about it. Comics and books, but in actual on-screen content, it's Rebels, Kenobi, kind of, in Clone Wars. So anyway, I'm sure you guys are pretty well familiar. Project Harvester is going on at the same time as this, pretty well. And it's Project Harvester is where they're taking Force-sensitive children and training them within the Inquisitorius. So my question is, what separates a child from going into Project Necromancer compared to going into Project Harvester? I'd say it's who captures them first, because not a, I'm not sure how much of the Empire knew about Harvester, but I know a lot less would know about Necromancer. Which leads me on to my second bit. Tarkin doesn't even know about Project Necromancer, and he is like Palpatine's highest ranking Imperial officer. He is who, like, there are other Moffs and that, but Tarkin is who Palpatine looks to the most. Tarkin even has power above Vader. So the fact he doesn't know about Project Necromancer caught me off guard a little bit. That caught me off guard a little bit. So that was really interesting to see. So I'm assuming outside of who's actually within the facility, like the basic troopers and that probably wouldn't even know what's going on. They're just there to guard. But outside of the high-ranking people within that facility on Tantus, Palpatine would know about it. Possibly Masameda, possibly. Maybe Sly Moore. I don't think Vader knows at all. Vader wouldn't know at all at this stage. He does go to Exegol in like 20-ish, 20, just over 20 years time from where this is taking place. So he sees a bit of what's going on there. But yeah, he doesn't know about it at this stage. But to be fair, at this point as well, not many people in the Empire actually know who Vader is. They see this dark dude, like they see this big dark suited dude just walking around, just doing whatever he wants, essentially. At least that's how they view it. And yeah, they actually at this stage they probably don't even know who he is. Yeah, no, it is JS, it is, but that's what I mean. That's like the level of confidentiality this project is under is obviously like insane. Maybe midichlorian count levels or early abilities. Age of the kids taken. Maybe the Sith used to go after older kids already trained by the Jedi, saving them basic Force training to hone darkside. True, but in the main thing that makes me question, like, because the age actually, basically, I'll just get to what I'm trying to say. In one of the Darth Vader comics where they mention Project Harvester, they take Eth Koth's kid, who was literally born seconds before they walked in the door. So they take like a freshly born kid from Eth Koth, and give it to these two nurses who look like terrifying beings, like these ghost-like things. And yeah, so like a freshly born baby went into Project Harvester. I think it's just who takes them. That one was also, they only found the baby because they were going after Eth Koth. They weren't actually going after the baby. They were going after Eth Koth to kill him. But yeah, I'd say you're probably right. Most of the time, if they're going after a child for Harvester, it'll be someone a bit older. But I think maybe Eth Koth's kid was just a bit of an outlier. But yeah, it's very interesting. Very interesting. Yes, yeah, these comics are canon. So there's 3 Darth Vader series. There's the Darth Vader 2015 ones. So they take place immediately after A New Hope. Darth Vader 2017 ones, which take place starts right after Revenge of the Sith, and then sort of like different arcs take place a little bit later. And they've got the 2020 ones, which are they're wrapping up around now. I think the last couple of issues will come out at the end of this year. And they take place between Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. So I'm reading them at the moment. I've done videos on stuff that happens in the 2015, 2017 ones. The 2020 ones are a little bit weirder. There's some cool moments. But the 2015, 2017 ones are epic. Some of my favorite Star Wars content. I've done videos on some of my favorite parts. Yeah, unreal. Definitely give them a read, or, I'll plug my video. Go watch my videos, or yeah, go read the comics, because I might have not done videos on some stuff you might find interesting. But yeah, the 2015, 2017 ones are 25 issues each. The 2020 ones are going to be a bit longer. I think they'll be like early 50s ones. over at the end of this year. I think they're up to like issue 45 at the moment. They come out like once a month. Maybe Necromancer focuses more on aliens than humans, and Omega was taken because she was a clone. Well, not because they've looked at. I think they've taken blood samples even from the clones and stuff. Like, yeah, I don't know. I think Necromancer, they're just looking for anyone. I think Necromancer, they're just looking for anyone that possibly could be a binder. It's all about their M count. Human, not human. It's all about the M count. I keep forgetting I got to collect the comics books worth it low at Star Wars. Can't say no to that. Yeah, no, 100%. I do want to get some of them physical copies because some of those covers are insane. But yeah, at the moment, I've just been reading them all online. We see Vader. We see Vader. We see Jedi as good guys, but so much they do either makes no sense or feels downright wrong. Taking babies and basically brainwashing and indoctrinating them for their own purposes, same as Sith Duck. I think the only difference is they go with the parents' permission and they can leave whenever they want, as we see with Ahsoka. But obviously, a lot of kids will choose probably not to leave because after a while, it is all they know at a point. But yeah, they can always just leave when they want. Whereas with Sith and the Inquisitorius, once you're in there, you're stuck. You're stuck in there. But yeah, you obviously have a lot more free will. But the Jedi Order as a whole being good guys, they absolutely do make mistakes. Absolutely. We go on to episode 2, 12, but 2 of this 2-parter. So this one, what was it called? Point of No Return. Point of No Return. That. So yeah, we start off here. Fee stops at a facility to fuel up, which is obviously sort of how we ended the episode last time. We got the hint this is where it was going. As the CX2 trooper mentioned, that was who he was tracking next. So while she's fueling up, CX2 sneaks on board her ship and downloads her flight log pretty well. He then gets back onto his ship, contacting another commando. I don't know if that one's Scorch or not, but I don't think, it wouldn't be because Scorch would have just picked up the baby. I'm not sure, but he contacts her commando. And tells him, he's headed to a planet on the outer rim that Fee frequented. Obviously, we know it's going to be Pabu. So that's where we go now. We just see catch up with the Bad Batch. What are they doing? Wrecker's loading up the Marauder as the Bad Batch are attempting to leave Pabu. So you're assuming they've probably heeded Ventress's warning, what she said to him last week, that they're not as safe as they thought they were. I just had to chuck this in here. Mass Windu's back. But basically what they're doing here is they're painting a really peaceful scene. The weather's nice. The vibe's good. Everyone's happy. Unfortunately, that only means one thing, though, and that is darkness is probably coming. Here, Omega and that saying goodbye. She wishes to leave a couple... we see here it's sort of like a shrine. It looks like, you've got some trinkets and things like that. So they've got a space there. So Omega's going to leave a couple things. She leaves the toy and she leaves Tech's glasses. She does that because she says Pabu's the first planet that's actually felt like a home to them. And Tech obviously really liked his time there, and that was where him and Fee bonded a little bit too. So it was nice. It was fitting. But obviously you get a sense of what's happening because CX2 arrives on Pabu, and you see him land where Ventress did as well, in that little cave-like bit. And then we go to Hunter. Crosshair can tell Hunter senses something off. But, he's unsure what it is, but he knows, we should probably leave now. So he contacts Omega as she's leaving after putting the glasses in that there, and, we got to leave now. While that's happening, though, CX2's sort of spying on them. He gets a visual on Hunter and Crosshair, I believe, and then he shifts his attention. They're not actually too far apart. I think Hunter and Crosshair was sort of just over to the left here. And then, he sees Omega. So he gets a visual on Omega. I believe he contacts the commando who has like divisions of troopers at the ready if he does get a visual, which he does. So we know stuff's about to go down probably. He then goes to block their escape. So he's got like a little attachment on his sniper rifle. So he launches multiple bombs, like sticky bombs, at the Marauder. Blows it up. Marauder's dead. It can go join the Razor Crest. And Wrecker saw it happen just in time. So he grabs the Gonk droid and dives into the water, but the blast still knocks him out. And then, yeah, you can tell already. I don't know if you can tell the weather too much. No, it doesn't. It looks a bit dark there. But you can tell the weather all of a sudden. Obviously, there's an explosion and stuff. So there's a little bit of light from the flames. But as a whole, colors are immediately dark. You know, there's something going on. These are the 3 young clones that Hunter and Wrecker helped escape in episode 2, I reckon it was, of the 3-part debut earlier. And so these 3 now help Wrecker get to safety and get the medical attention he needs. And then we get this epic visual shot. That is insane. Obviously, what it means for the Bad Batch hunk isn't great, but this is just an insane picture. You know, the Empire has arrived. Watch back in the stream. What's everyone saying? Yep, no, 100%. That wasn't what I meant. And then, yeah, so the Empire arrive. All these gunships come flying out. Their first task they get given is to destroy all the escape routes, and that's all the docks here, all these little ships and that. So that just completely wipes out their livelihood. Because obviously fishing and all that is like a big part of Pabu. They're a small island, so obviously there's no shortage. Well, obviously now there is because their docks are gone. And then, yeah, you get Omega here with Hunter and Crosshair. And, you know, she's blaming herself, essentially, for everything that's happening at the moment. Hunter's trying to focus her, and they're coming up with a plan. So Crosshair basically suggests stealing a gunship because they've blocked all their comms. So if they can steal a gunship, they can get out of range, and they'll actually be able to use the comms and contact Echo. So Hunter says, you know, takes the leadership role. I'll go do this. You two just go to safety. I'm just getting a call. I'll be back in a second. Hello, we're back. No, just cousin's doing a road trip, so he was just calling me, letting me know he's safe, doing well. Um, well, for all the people who think they're safe from the Empire or the issues are far and don't involve them, this was a wake up call as their island got blasted with no regard. Absolutely, absolutely. I suppose Omega being there doesn't necessarily help. But yeah, look, it can literally happen to anyone. The Empire will just storm them and say, "Yep, taking your planet. Cheers." Where are we? Yeah. So basically, Hunter says he'll take the gunship. He'll go and try and accomplish that. Um, what was I up to? And Crosshair and Omega will go to Mass Windu. I think they call him Ship or something, but we're just gonna keep calling him Mass Windu. Mass Windu's home with Wrecker, and they'll wait for Hunter to return. And then you get this scene we've seen happening in Rise of Skywalker as well, where they were looking for Rey and all that. But troopers just going along, torching houses, taking people out of their homes, interrogating them while they search the houses, burning them, whatever. And yeah, Mass Windu pretty well confronts the CX2 trooper and says, like, what's going on here. And CX2 pretty well tells him, the island's going to burn. We know Omega's here, and until we get her, yep, your island's ours, and we'll burn it. And then, yeah, so Hunter goes about getting the gunship. He succeeds, kind of. Gets on board, throws the troopers in the carrier area off board. But obviously the pilot's still there, and the pilot can see what's going on, knows Hunter's there, so he's trying to like shake him. And then people on the ground are just seeing this gunship in the sky, just like out of control. Crosshair and Omega obviously know it's probably Hunter. And the pilot's like calling the troopers on the ground, saying like, I'm compromised, I can't shake him. So the CX2 trooper solution is, we're looking through his scope at the moment, is just to put a bullet into the pilot's head, which he does. So he's obviously a very good sniper, which we'll touch on the end. And so obviously the ship crashes. Hunter does jump into the water just before it crashes, and Crosshair gets a visual on him emerging from the water, so they know he's safe. Meanwhile, they're in Mass Windu's home. Wrecker's behind him. He's all good, but he's still out. And Omega can see her. She's just feeling guilty. Pabu's suffering. She thinks it's all her fault. So she suggests turning herself over with her communication device still on her, so they could use that to track her and hopefully discover the coordinates for Tantus, because they still don't have them. Crosshair's absolutely reluctant about this, but Omega pretty well twists his arm, saying, this short term, it's obviously not great, but look at the longer picture. This could, this could be a big thing if it works out. Omega reveals herself, turns herself over. They do search her and find the tracking device, but they do have a backup plan. She walks through, like, this is an insane visual shot, but Omega's walking through this, seeing all the destruction. This is obviously on the docks, the ships are burning. And yeah, this sums up the Empire, I guess. As the ship takes off, CX2 has her on board. Crosshair tries to shoot a tracking device, and oh my god, we see it here. It falls horribly short. I don't know if the picture makes it look a little bit closer, but this ship's taken off this way, and this is at its peak. It's already dropping. Oh, he has lost his mojo, man. What happened to Crosshair? We know what happened to Crosshair, but oh man, such a shame. We need the Crosshair redemption arc, redemption of his shooting, because he has lost it so badly right now, so badly. But yeah, anyway, the episode finishes up with Omega on board the CX2 Trooper ship on the way back to Tantus. He tells she sort of takes a couple deep breaths, but she obviously doesn't know if the tracking device got on or not. Obviously it didn't. So yeah, she's sort of just bracing herself, I suppose. Both tracking, it almost leaves us back to square one. Almost, they've accomplished a bit, but Omega's going to be back on Mount Tantus. Both tracking devices failed, and they do not have the coordinates to Tantus. So they're in a bit of doo-doo. Mayor said you destroyed our fishing boats. We have no way to fish, and so on the trip. It was like, oh well, yeah, no, there's just absolutely no regard there. Absolutely no regard. One thing the storytelling has done this season is removed a lot of nuance, in my opinion. Good guys are good, bad guys are super bad or evil. Done to manipulate our emotions, and it's working. Oh, dude, we hate them. We hate them. The medical droid called it out. It's not physical, it's mental or emotional. Yeah, no, 100%, 100%. They've got to, and it's up to Crosshair really to, address that and look at that. But I suppose my main discussion point from this episode, who is CX2 going to be? Because I'm seeing flashes of a few different characters. He speaks deep. His voice, when the modulator, because I'm assuming there's obviously a bit of a voice modulator in there. He's got a deeper voice, so he almost sounds like Rex, but obviously it's not Rex. So the closest voice I can think of that it could be of someone it could be is maybe a Cody. So there's the Cody aspect there. The way he was moving onto Fee's ship, though, the way he was sneaking on, he reminded me so much of how Tech moved. So that's where Tech comes into it. But then he also shoots like Crosshair. Is there a clone of Crosshair? And at one point, he actually sounded like Crosshair as well. Because I think it was when he called the commander after getting the visual on Omega, and he says, "I've got eyes on the target." It was that real... How do you describe Crosshair's voice? That real... It just sounds... I don't know. If a snake spoke, it reminds me of a snake. But anyway, it just sounded a lot like Crosshair. It just sounded a lot like Crosshair. So there's like elements of a couple different possibilities in there. I'm assuming it won't be Cody, but there was just that element, the deep voice for most of it. Reminded me like Rex, but obviously it couldn't be Rex, so Cody's probably the closest in voice. People it could possibly be. There's a small chance it could be Cody. I don't think it will be, but there's a small chance. Small chance it could be. He's one of three. I know my three possibilities are Tech, Cody, and like a Crosshair clone. I think when it really comes down to it, Crosshair will come through. Well, hey, that might be what it takes, like a life or death situation, but I mean that was kind of close to it. Crosshair did need to come through so they could get the Tantus coordinates, and obviously he didn't quite come through. But it might take to be like a even more dire situation, like life or death or something. CX2 is Tech. Could be. That's what I mean. I'm so torn. Cody makes no sense to me. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Remember when Crosshair said the batch can't be used because of their makeup? CX2 said to Crosshair, "You could have been one of us. What if we took that wrong and it was Tech, meaning he left them?" It's not a bad way of looking at it. That's what I mean. With so many things like that, there's like so many different ways. There's always multiple ways things could be interpreted as well. So yeah, look, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. I hope it's Tech, but I think it might just be another egg. It wouldn't shock me because like we've had characters like this in the past, obviously Marok and things like that. We've built up like who's this going to be, and obviously it just turns out to be like no one. But yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. It just the way he moved was like tech, but then you've got the crosshair element, the shooting, and there was the similar voice at one point. Omega with the goggles. Hunter mentioned tech. Only tech could have the smarts or will to fight the brainwashing. Yeah, that's why in that same episode as well, you know, the tech glasses, maybe they're setting it up to be tech. Maybe they're doing it as a tactic to throw us off. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? If CX2 was a regular clone, he'd have shot and killed Hunter and Crosshair and taken Omega. But he didn't. He was given orders only to neutralize them if they got in the way. And to be fair, Hunter didn't get in the way of Omega like with CX2. Neither did Crosshair. They're all sort of... Crosshair was in the background when they saw Omega. Hunter was off somewhere else. So there was never a need, per se, for CX2 to actually kill them. If it came down to it and, you know, Hunter and Crosshair were standing in between him and Omega, it would have been different. Yeah, I think the Marok thing is making me think, like, I know, dude. The Marok thing is going to throw people, like, just that line of thinking is going to throw people off now. Because there were so many, oh my God. Remember the Marok theories, man? We had people, I remember I had one dude in my comment section so stuck up on the fact it was going to be Kane and Jarrus. It was so, like, I think I did a video the week before Marok got killed and you see the green. And I did a video on it, and I literally predicted it. There was even a line in the video I say where I'm pretty well think I say something like, I can imagine, you know, Marok getting killed, and you see all this green smoke coming out of him. And to his credit, actually, I think the guy did come back and say, you know, like, yeah, no, fair enough, well done, you got it. But yeah, dude, I just remember that comment. Kanan was one of the lower theories, but yeah, Ezra and Starkiller were the two main ones. Starkiller's never going to happen. Ezra was like, yeah, I don't know. Probably not going to happen, but like it was more of a possibility than Starkiller. But then after that first episode, you see Sam Witwer in the credits and everyone's like going. I think Isaac actually was one of the first ones to point it out. He got quite a few views on one of those. Marok was a bait and switch like Snoke was a big old nothing. He was better than Snoke because he actually had a purpose. He was the foreshadowing to all this Night System magic stuff, which is what we got more of at the season finale with the Night Troopers being resurrected. I hope we get a little bit more of his backstory. Obviously, we're going to see him in Tales of the Empire, and that is so cool. So cool. Why do I still have chocolate from Easter? I don't really eat a lot of chocolate. But Rocky Road, by the way, is... I'll have that like on holidays. Rocky Road's probably like my favorite thing. Fair enough. What else has happened in Star Wars? Oh, we're getting the, obviously, Tales of the Empire. I've already reacted to it. I don't know if you guys have seen my reaction or not. I think Diamond Figs pointed out someone they might be dueling is Luminara Unduli, which would be a nice little tie-in to Rebels. Because obviously they have her by that stage dead. That might, yeah, sort of tell us. Because she was on Kashyyyk too. She was on Kashyyyk with Yoda. Hey, he saw my reaction. Thanks, nostalgic. Yeah, so good. Barriss was always going to happen, man. Barriss was always going to happen. Was it in one of the Order 66 scenes in Mando, I reckon? They go past her barracks at one point. Apparently her logo's on one of the doors. But same with Quinlan. We're going to see Quinlan again, man. We're going to see Quinlan again. Well, she was on Kashyyyk, dude. Yeah, she was on Kashyyyk. Well, where are we? Well, I got you. Yeah, she was on. You see her really quickly. You see her really quickly. We'll watch a quick video on it. Uh, Sorry, I'm seeing if this is the right video. I think this should be the right video. Yeah, there. There she is. Oh, just missed it. Yep, here it is. Wait, I just need to lean over to my monitor. Yeah, here she is. So it's you only see her very quickly. This is about all you see of her. But it's as the battle's like starting, or like the first scenes of the battle you see, and like the cameras coming down following the Wookiee ships. And yeah, that's Luminara right there. So she was on Kashyyyk. She was on Kashyyyk. Okay, I didn't realize that. Is that where they captured her? Well, I don't know because in the Tales of the Empire trailer, it looks like that they might be fighting Barasofi there. Not Barasofi. They might be fighting Unduli there in the scene. Barasofi, and it looks like Marok is in the background, like running up to the battle. I think Diamond Figs, Will from Diamond Figs, was the first one I saw that. Yeah, theorized. Well, obviously they've already got her body by then, so they've got it to use as like bait, which is what they did in Rebels when Ezra and Kanan went for her. Yeah, no, it's only like very momentary, very only for a split second. Yeah, I'll might as well get the trailer back up then. We'll find the battle because it's not something you'd pick straight away either because she's got her headpiece off if it is her. Here we are. Where am I? Present, share screen. Yeah, I'll find this battle bit. Is it this one? No. Was it that one? Yeah. I think I think was it that? Yeah. I think some people were theorizing if this was Unduli or not. You can't really see, but Unduli she had a green lightsaber unless she's changed it. I think some people were theorizing. They were theorizing? Or is it someone else? Also, that is insane. And then Vader comes in. It's yeah, some people are theorizing Unduli might be in there. Yeah. Was it? There's gonna be what is it? It's Tuesday, so it'll be like Wednesday morning my time, I think. The trailer for what's this called? Outlaws. That's right. Outlaws. I'm really keen for Outlaws. I'm keen because I saw the gameplay trailer that released like a year ago, or whatever, when it first got announced. I'm keen. The gameplay itself looked good, but I'm also keen for the time period because between Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, and that's just like a really interesting period in the galaxy. So, Yeah, no, I'm actually super keen for it. Master Luminara would have destroyed Elsbeth. She was a very powerful and experienced master. Um, yeah, probably, but they won't be. Uh, I'm assuming these stories will be taking place at the same time because they have to intertwine. I think at some stage, because obviously Morgan has something to do with Marok, but Marok is from the trailer. Marok's more in the Barasofi story because obviously there's going to be 3 episodes about Morgan Elsbeth, 3 episodes about Barasofi. Looks like they're going to be taking place at pretty well the same time. So I wonder if there is going to be a crossover here with like the Marok link or something. Um, but I also wonder at the same time if there might be a. This might also show us a bit with Ventress as well on the Elsbeth side of things. Who knows? Yeah, it's that's why I'm really enjoying reading about because that's what the latest wave of Vader comics are covering. So that's what makes them cool as well. Well, yeah, she would have to at some stage because in Rebels you see the Grand Inquisitor use her body as bait for Ezra and Kanan. So this might show us, how she got captured in the first place. The other thing as well, though, which I think I touched on it in my reaction video, 20 in the comics, um, in the 2017 comics, which take place just after Revenge of the Sith, when Vader first goes to the Inquisitorius and finds out about it, it's already a thing. Like the Grand Inquisitor's been training them, and then Vader comes in and takes over, and it's like Grand Inquisitor used to be the top dog, now he's like second top dog, and Vader's above him. When he's training all the Inquisitors, you don't see Barasoff, you don't see Marok, and you don't see the dude that Ahsoka stuff in Tales of the Jedi. So I'm wondering how it's gonna link. Just wondering how it's gonna link. That's my only question. I hope it's still 6 episodes, though. I realized Tales of the Jedi showed more different variations of the characters in the timeline. Yeah, yeah, so with Tales of the Jedi, each episode was at a different point in the timeline. And they even though they didn't just split the episodes, so, like, first 3 were Ahsoka, the last 3 were Dooku or something. Ahsoka got the first one, then Dooku got 3, and then Ahsoka got the last 2 because they were all just in timeline order. I'm guessing they'll do the same here. But yeah, it's still 3 episodes each. Still 3 episodes each. Filoni is interconnecting these stories and tidbits, like Julie said earlier today, maybe not tying them in the same show, but in the overall style. Yeah, no, he is the master. He is the master. Facts. No, he just gets Star Wars. He What I would do for like a sit down, just an hour sit down with Filoni. All these questions, man, would be just bouncing off of him would be so cool, man. So cool. Vader hated the Inquisitor and he was brutal to them, hacking off arms, legs, and killing him. I literally did a video on that. The Grand Inquisitor wasn't even a bug on Vader's radar in terms of threat. Well, yeah, no, he wasn't. He was more pissed off by him because the way Palpatine pretty well arranged for them to meet was what did he do? He sent Grand Inquisitor was in. Obviously, he used to be a Jedi Temple guard, and the Grand Inquisitor hated Jocasta Nu, who was obviously the chief librarian there, because she was a bit of a snob, and she'd only let like elite Jedi masters into like the vault to access like higher up records and stuff. The Grand Inquisitor was always curious, but she never let him in. So when after the purge and everything, he finally had this empty Jedi temple to go into, he just went in there and was like reading everything he could. And they see Vader, and then Vader walks in. They don't know each other, so they end up in a battle. Um, and what happened? Vader. This is after Vader got absolutely like he got fucked up by a Jedi when he was going about getting his first saber. And so he's got all these new parts on him. And he's trying to figure out how they work. He's got this suit. He's trying to figure out how his suit works. And he's made some upgrades. Made some upgrades to his suit. So he's like testing out how they work. And the Grand Inquisitor thinks he's beaten him. Like he's got his saber away. Like he's got him on his knees. And he's like saying he's about to take the killing blow. And Vader's like, he just pretty much starts laughing at him. And the Grand Inquisitor's like, I've beaten you. Why are you laughing? And Vader's like, oh, I was just testing out my suit. And he just starts like, yeah, fucking up the Grand Inquisitor. And then he's about to kill him. And then Palpatine comes in and like splits them up. He's like, all right, well, like, you're on the same side. I was just sort of, and then because he's like constantly testing Vader. Palpatine's constantly testing Vader with these possible replacements for him that Vader's always having to defeat to like maintain his position. And so yeah, Vader's like, why are you testing me? Like, and yeah, anyway, Palpatine ends up taking him to the Inquisitorius, and like he's like, these guys are yours now. Grand Inquisitor, they report to the Grand Inquisitor. The Grand Inquisitor reports to you. Yeah, and then the next episode, the next edition of the comic, like, yeah, he's just hacking their limbs off. See him like one-on-one dueling all of them. I think it picks up with the last couple of them, and then it spans to a wide shot, and all of them are missing a limb or something. Like it's, yeah, Vader hates them, man. Vader absolutely hates them. Annie hated her as well. She was, yeah, she could be a bit of a snob by the because obviously you don't see much in the movies. In the Clone Wars, she just seems like a bit of a sweet lady with Ahsoka. But yeah, in the comics, she's painted as a bit more of, yeah, like a snob, an elitist almost. But yeah, but in the movies, she was played by an Aussie, so she's all good in my books. You're all good, Sin. You're all good, mate. What else has happened? I feel like something else. Oh, we've got a confirmed date for the Mandalorian and the Grogu movie. May 22nd, 2026, I believe, which we're meant to be getting two movies. And the writer for the Dawn of the Jedi movie is a very good writer, apparently. So we should be getting some fire content. What's this? A look at the new poster for Star Wars Outlaws. What do we see here? You can see the Pikes. We can see obviously the main character with a little creature. Oh, that guy looks familiar. She's got her what do they call him? Commando droid that is on her side. Over the Hutt. It's gonna be so interesting. I'm actually really keen for this game, man. I'm really, really keen for this game. Another YouTube content creator is showing my collection story tomorrow night. Please send me a link, Julie. Send me a link. Once I build my audience, I'll definitely ask you if you want to come on. Yeah, everyone needs to see your collection. Everyone needs to see your collection. Because yeah, it is insane. Everyone, yeah. Because yeah, I love like yeah. I watched. I was able to watch most of you on Hannah's stream, and yeah, it was awesome. So yeah, once I build my audience a bit, we'll definitely get you on, just so more people can see your collection, hear your story, and know about you. Everyone in the Star Wars community needs to know about Master Genoa. You're building an army at the moment, aren't you, Julie? I'm just seeing your photo here. You're building an army. Yeah, I think you are. I do remember the name. I remember you telling me about them, I reckon. Me, Hannah, and them. Right. we'll show you off, but we get to keep. Absolutely, you are. Yes, yes. Give it to me. Give it to me. Give it to me. Give it to me. I'll open this block of chocolate. While we get Julie's Omega thoughts. I don't know what you guys think of Rocky Road, but Rocky Road is the greatest thing ever. Good thought. Maybe that's what she was doing on the maybe that's what she was doing on the ship as the second episode finished. Maybe it wasn't so much like bracing herself. She was more just centering herself. I don't to be the binder of someone with M count, of someone that has a high midichlorian count in their blood. I don't know if that requires you to also have not necessarily a high midichlorian count, but just like, you know, a count of like a somewhat decent count, or if it's more just to do with like a blood type thing or something. Like, what about Omega's blood makes her a binder? And why did Nala say already know? Was she made for that purpose? If she was made for that purpose, why wouldn't Palpatine know already? You get a glimpse in my head when I start talking about Star Wars, man. Just bounces, 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 and it's just my brain just blows up. My brain just blows up. That's what I mean. Yeah. And she's meant to be like just the female version of Boba Fett. So does that mean Boba Fett could be a binder too? Binder Fett? Boba Binder Fett? Um, that's what I mean. Like, my head's going to explode because it keeps bouncing into all these possibilities, and I just get lost. Why did Nala say? Because Nala say didn't let her blood actually get tested. Because once it was tested, it'd be on the system. So she already knew beforehand what like Omega was going to be like a binder. Why did she know? Probably from the Kaminoan days. How did she know then? Did she? And that's what I mean. How did she know back then? Because they wouldn't have been testing for her back then, at least as far as we know. So was she bred for that purpose? And if she was bred for that purpose, wouldn't Palpatine already know, and they wouldn't have to be searching, like testing all these other people, like we saw at the start of the series? They just knew, okay, we've got Omega. She's the binder. Oh man, yeah, no, that's what I mean. I'd love to make a video on it, but it wouldn't even be like a video with any conclusion. It'd just be me going boom, 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 and it'd just get me ranting for like 10 minutes. Got another video I'm working on anyway. Should have it out very soon. I mean, like my head would just literally like implode. Maybe there's something I'm not thinking of. Maybe there's something I'm not considering. Obviously, we're probably gonna get it explained in the next 4 episodes unless we're gonna get some spin-off series that I'll be back soon. My head's just, like, exploding at the moment. We're talking about Omega, and, yeah. We're talking about Omega and, what in her blood makes her a binder, and why Nala already knew? Oh, dude, yeah, no, 100%. This is why I love Star Wars so much. This is why I love Star Wars so much. My head, I know I'm not talking at the moment, but my head is just like, boom, boom, boom. Oh, man. Oh, man. How long have I been streaming for? Over an hour and a half. Why does it go so quick? So quick, man. Well, that's what I mean. Maybe was she obviously, everyone's born with a different blood type. Like, everyone's born with a different blood type. Does that mean Emerie could be a binder too? Like, I keep going back to it. If everyone can be born with a different blood type, but so far she's the only one with it, so she's bred for that purpose, and if she was bred for that purpose, someone has to know about it. And it wouldn't be Nala that made her bred for that purpose because she's the one protecting her from it, so who did and blah, blah, blah. My head's about to explode. Ah. Yeah, no, Nala she's been in the background for a few episodes now since she got in prison. We got a little taste of her in the first episode, the two-parter, when Emerie saw her, but yeah, she's gonna be very, very important. If she was indispensable, they'd have killed her by now, but all the Kaminoans are dead and they have the knowledge and talent. They were the masters of cloning. They had studied it more than any other species. So, I mean, they need her. Hemlock needs her. It's unfortunate for them that she's decided to have some morals and be a good person. But my lord, my lord. Oh, my head's about to explode. Haven't seen Emerie being tested either for a reason. Maybe Nala is also protecting her. I think. Well, I don't know. She's working for him. I guess they haven't. Not a test subject. She's just obviously a high level worker, but she's just an employee at this stage. Like, I doubt Hemlock was tested. I doubt Harkin's been tested. I doubt the other officer there's been tested. Yeah, yeah. I'm interested to see more on. I know she's a clone, but maybe they just don't care about her in that sense, because she's an employee. It's a tricky one. I need to know more about her backstory, though. Yeah, no, 100%. That dude, I'm spitballing too. Like, my brain is like a pinball machine at the moment. No, this is literally what we've been doing for like the last half hour. Is just spitball. Because yeah, obviously, like you've raised the point. Why hasn't she been tested? I'm just trying to think why they wouldn't have tested it. But she did quickly mention her backstory. Not really mention it, just sort of describe it a little bit like she was held, but by who? Oh, 100%. But there's got to be the 1% that sticks. There's going to be the 1% that sticks. And the 1% that sticks, we're all going to be like, we were right. I don't, yeah. That's what I mean. The amount of theories we'd come up with, but the the amount that actually come to fruition would be like night and day. But the 1% that does come true, we will let everyone know that we're on it first. That's why I was so happy when like my Marok theory sort of came true. But yeah, then the follow-up to that is I've got a theory. I want people to see it because I reckon it's actually a really good theory. Links to Fallen Order with Taran Malikos and that. My thought my thought was maybe Nala Se was keeping Emerie close to protect her and had made it known to the Empire Hemlock she was tested and failed. As she well, maybe they did do that, and that like that's just not something we saw on screen. And so yeah, then she's just been disregarded and become a worker like Omega did. So yeah, no, you could be on something there. You could be on something there. Yeah, no, that's right, Julie. The 1% of theory. Julie's been coming up with some banger theories lately. I've been seeing them on like Hannah's Discord and that. It's been all over Commander Wolf as well. All over Commander Wolf. Interesting. A mother side to her after what she did to the clone she had killed. Emery is human after all. She does have some emotion. I have a feeling I know what it is, but I need to ask Julie. If you had to pick one of your pops to save, and the rest have to be destroyed, what would it be? I think I know what it is, but I have a guess. I have a guess, but I want to know. Oh, and I'll say yes. Sorry, my bad. Um, yeah. Well, I suppose she sort of. If you had to pick one pop to save out of your whole collection, which one would it be? My guess would be the Force Ghost Obi-Wan that's signed by Ewan. That's my guess. That's what I think. I think what Nala Se did, she at some point has become aware of what Omega's potential importance to the Empire is. She's just. It sounds like sort of how what she described to Emery, about the kids in the vault. You know, she did what she could for them. She had to keep. She had to stay in her role for as long as possible to keep Omega safe. That was the main priority. So then, when she saw the chance to to help Omega escape, she fully went in, gave up, like potentially gave up her role. She knew, okay, Omega's out. My job's done. We have to remember Nala Se, Emery, and many others can't just fight back. They have to be careful and pick their spots. Yeah, no, 100%. That's yeah. And Captain Rex, good shout, good shout. Has the value of the Rex dropped since the 2-pack with Ponkrell came out? Or is it still high because there's no other single Rex? It was really huge, even though she knows that maybe all she... Yeah, and that's what I mean. Nala Se sort of trying to inspire it within her that, you know, she's not entirely powerless. There are things she can do. And yeah, that's one of them. Just bringing a smile to the kid's face, even if it's only a small little thing. It's something. Don't you think after what Nala Se did to the clones in Clone Wars, some died because of her. They gave her a mother side, a compassion side now. We might get some more backstory to Nala Se and what her thinking is, what maybe she's known about Omega all this time. I don't know. I really don't know. We're just at the moment. We're just spitballing. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. There's a couple people in Australia that have them up on eBay, but yeah, they're like 500 bucks. And is there a there's a Rebels Rex, isn't there? Like a maskless Rebels Rex, isn't there? I hardly ever see him. But there is one, isn't there? Hmm. Not quite as bad. I wouldn't say quite as bad because there are some there is this redeeming factor to it. Definitely. And hey, maybe Sid did try and redeem herself because the CX2 trooper made it sound like she didn't just give up the information on Fee. Like he said they had to extract it out of it. So maybe there are some redeeming features. Maybe Sid did try to not give the information, but obviously she's probably been tortured or something. Yes, I thought they were. I've seen them like once or twice, I reckon. Nice. Nice. I've got the. Have you guys got the Rebels, the new Ezra one that's come out yet? The place I pre-ordered it from in Australia, fine. I just got it in, so it's got sent off a couple days ago. So I should have it soon. I promised my thoughts on last show. Wait, what? Wait, what I promised my thoughts on? What have I done? What have I done? That's so sick. Oh, he's gonna love that too. Sid wouldn't have had a choice either. If the Empire came to a door, should have flipped on the ball to save her own skin. Yeah, probably. But yeah, the way the CX2 trooper made it sound, they made it sound like, you know, he said I extracted it out of her. Oh, no. I'm making a video. I'm making a video on it, Julie. I'm making a video on it. I'm making a video on it. So wait for it in a long form video. Wait for it in a long form video. I'll probably work on that straight after I end this. So hopefully it might even be up quite soon. Today, maybe tomorrow. I've lied to Julie. I've lied to Julie. Sid isn't a bounty hunter or fighter. She's information broker, nothing more. Well, yeah, maybe. I feel like CX2 isn't someone that's willing to pay, so he's definitely just. Yeah, her. That's a good point. Her resistance at giving the information probably wasn't to protect them. It was probably to get money. You're not getting this out of me until you pay me. Well, I'll just force it out of you, sort of thing, rather than I won't give this up because of my friends. Well, they're not friends, but no, that's actually a good point, Sid. That's actually a very good point. Yeah, no, she's a snake. She is a snake. I mean, she has scales, so she's a snake. She is a snake. What time is it over there for you guys? This is a bit later than I normally go. So it's definitely and we just had daylight saving, so our clocks went an hour back. Yeah, they went an hour back, so it's probably even later as well than it normally would be. Yes. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Probably. And yeah, no, that is someone I could definitely see dying. Yep. It's just when. It's just when. Because I don't know if we'll. Yeah. It's just when. I definitely do see her dying. It's just when and how. Maybe like some big explosion, then Omega will have her in her arms as she dies or something like that. I don't know. But no, I can definitely see her dying. 10 p.m. Oh, okay, not super bad, but you normally have early mornings, don't you, Sid? So it is probably a bit late for you. If she hid the Emerie maybe the same as Omega, they won't like it. It's just, yeah, how much can she sort of push it with the Empire? Because obviously they need her for her knowledge. But how much... But yeah, how much can they push it until they just say, no, that's it, and offer? I'm not going to die unless they said a bunch of them. Ooh. When's Sid gonna die then? We've only got 4 episodes. That's the thing. We've only got 4 episodes. 9 p.m. Okay, so you're an hour behind Sin. I can see Hemlock dying. Unless there's like a small chance there's like a 1% chance in my head he doesn't, and that's purely because of how I think it could end, and how I think it will end would give a perfect explanation why we wouldn't see or hear from him again. Now I'll say, yeah, I can definitely see her dying. Sid, 50-50 on Sid. Sid can always just be in the background. Like, it's not like we need an ending to her. But at the same time, it would be nice to see her get absolutely pulverized. So, either or. I'm indifferent on Sid. Thank you so much for joining, Julie. Always lovely getting to hear your voice. I want to see Sid as a belt and wallet. Instead of snake skin, it'll be Sid skin. Zillow, the Zillow beast. That'll probably be me as well, guys. We reviewed both episodes. Quickly touched on Outlaws and all that sort of thing. Comics. We had a great little chat today. We had a few people in. It was lovely. I think you guys were here for like the whole thing, which is just insane. You guys watched me for almost 2 hours. Thank you so much. And Nostalgic was here for all of it as well, I reckon. Except Echo. Well, apparently Echo's officially not a part of the Bad Batch anymore, so he's off with Rex now. So there could be like a little spin-off series, Rex and Echo or something. The Rexco. Instead of like Brexit, it'll be like Rexit. But yeah, I don't think Echo's gonna die. It's just, yeah, that's the thing. I don't know who's gonna die or how many's gonna die. It's just, people are going to die. So it's gonna be insanely grim. But yeah, we've got episode, what's that make it? Episode 12 or 13? 13, episode 13. 13? 12. Anyway, there's only 4 more episodes left. So, yeah, no. Everyone, take care. May the force be with you all. I'm going to go back to working on my long form video. I hope you guys have a lovely rest of your weekend. Good start to your next week. I'm back at work tomorrow. And I'll see you in the next one.